Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for, this is your September bonus reading. You start off with this wizard card. It says, use your skills to aid others. You have this water. It says, emotions are at their peak. So for a lot of you, I feel, and you know what's really interesting, Aries, as well, is a lot of people have been getting these cards of like emotions being heightened and all this other stuff. So I would definitely watch your emotions and, take control of your emotions, right? But this could also be a good thing. It's a very good reading. And so we can use our emotions right here. I was literally going to say that the King of Cups represents deep emotions, but we can use our emotions to attract whatever we want into our lives as long as we control them. So I feel for a lot of you that with the King of Cups there, it's more more about controlling your emotions and making sure that you are using your emotions in a constructive way. And as long as you do that, I feel that you will be successful. You start off with the lovers. A lot of love this month in these in these readings for whatever reason. If you want love, here you go. It's available to you. So there definitely could be like a new connection coming in for you. And I will say that in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles could definitely be a love offer. So for those of you that want love, it's available to you. One thing I will also say is that your crossing energy is the hangman. The crossing energy is what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross. And the hangman, he has put himself in hangman mode to gain knowledge and wisdom. So if you have like been thinking about a person, or as in you've met a new person already, or if you're about to meet a new person, this would kind of represent the learning stage of that person, right? And so I don't really know how I feel about this, if I'm being honest. So if I don't feel something, I just say it, and I'm not sure exactly how I feel about this yet. We are going to clarify the reading. And of course, I always get, more details as I go along, but, I don't feel good or bad about it. I feel that, it could just be talking about the learning stage of being with a person. He's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. One thing I will say is that, again, I feel that there needs to be movement. Obviously, it's like if you're going to meet a person, then you have to do things with that person if you want it to go anywhere. So I wouldn't stay stuck in hangman mode is what I feel like it's saying. I feel it's kind of saying that you could have your eye on a person. Could be a Gemini or an Aquarius. Could be any sign, general reading. But, Gemini and Aquarius stand out to me. And, I would get things going here. Next, in the area of what's on your mind, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. It is like building and leaving a legacy. I always say that this is something that you do for the rest of your life. It's not something that you just do for a short period of time and then stop, right? So the Ten of Pentacles, like I said, is everything you want and desire. You could say that those pentacles are raining down on this person as well. What's really interesting here as well, Aries, is that I feel some of you, it's like you're doing something in your life that I don't think you realize could be something that is very valuable. I don't even know where that's going. It's kind of like one of those things. Like maybe you have a job, but you do kind of do something on the side. Or I also feel that some of you are about to do something in your life. And I know this is confusing me as well. But it's like you're about to do something, and it could be anything. And it could not even have to do with your job, but if you're about to go to an event, or if you're about to do an event or something like that, it's popping into my head. I feel like you need to research that more. You might not even be thinking about this, by the way. It's kind of like one of those things where it's sometimes I think we do something and we don't realize that we would really enjoy it, and then we do it and then we turn it into a business or something. I don't know. I hope that makes sense to someone out there, but I kind of get this feeling that you could be doing something unrelated to your life, you're about to do it. I feel like you already know you're about to do something if this part of the message is for you. But I feel like you need to pay attention to whatever it is, because I feel it could bring a lot of success in the future. I do feel like Aries is very focused on money right now anyway, and money does look very good in this reading. Next, in your foundation, you have the King of Swords. I like the King of Swords in the foundation position in a Celtic cross because the King of Swords has a lot of knowledge and wisdom. He also sees things very clearly in his life as well. So I feel that you are coming from a very clear position. You have a lot of clarity, and even some of you could be gaining clarity on a new beginning because we go up to the Ace of Wands. We also have two aces in a row, and two aces is definitely a new beginning. Two aces is a yes to any question that I haven't answered in this reading as well. So I feel for a lot of you, if you're doing anything new, this could be something that you are kind of a natural at, or this could be something that you will kind of, take your crown from. So you could be kind of like gaining a crown here is kind of how I feel. And it could be through like a skill or through something new that you're doing. I hope we get more clarity on that in the future of this reading. Next, in the area of the past, your past position, this is the energy you are moving past. You have this reconnect card and this record card. I feel like you have done a lot of kind of connection to like how far you have come. We have talked about this a lot in your readings, Aries, that a lot of you seem to have been in a reflecting period of time where you've reflected on all the things that you've done in your life, and you have kind of maybe gotten some answers on like what you could create from that knowledge, right? So a lot of you, I feel, are kind of like reconnecting to your roots, like where you come from and what you have learned on your journey so far. And that could be something that leads to like an opportunity in the future. It's like maybe you look back on your life and you realize that you're really good at like public speaking, or maybe you realize that you're really good on camera, right? And so I think that looking back, that could provide an opportunity for you where you say, oh, I'm like really good on camera, I should start a YouTube channel. It's like there's some sort of connection here that could lead to you being the star. Even though this is showing up in the past position, I think this is talking about your connection to the past, your life. And by the past, I mean from the day you're watching this till back to when you were 0 years old, right? Or a day old. And I think that a lot of you could be kind of reconnecting with some of the things you're good at. You notice these 7 stars, and then there's this one big star. It's like maybe those 7 stars are representing, kind of like 7 different lives that you have lived, right? Maybe you've had 7 jobs, or maybe you have been through 7 relationships. It doesn't have to be 7. I'm just, giving you an example. I think everything you've been through is adding up to one, big star right there. And that could be like the focus that you are developing at this time, is you're adding everything up, and you're kind of focusing it in on one big idea. And I feel that would be really amazing for you. I feel like a lot of you have gone through a healing as well. The star card can represent hope, faith, and renewal. And so a lot of you could be coming off a period of time where you have been renewing your energy, or you've been like healing or resting, relaxing, or recovering. Take it how it resonates. Next, in the area of your very near future, you have this bear tree. It says, don't waste your energy on or efforts on something that is clearly not bearing fruit. The 10 of Pentacles is a tree of life. 10 of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. So I would make sure that you're focusing in on the things that you truly desire. You have this Phoenix rising. It says you've been through the fire and rising up anew and embracing life in a deeper way. So Phoenix, again, you are kind of reinventing yourself. The Phoenix turns into ash before it is reborn as a new Phoenix. So a lot of you are definitely like reinventing yourselves, or you are going through some sort of rebirth at this time. And if you are, I feel that is going to be very good for you. You have the King of Cups. Interestingly enough, the King of Cups has come up for pretty much everyone in this set of readings. We are in a little bit of an emotional time. You have that water card. It says emotions are at their peak. The King of Cups is about exploring your emotions to a very deep level. He is sitting in choppy waters, but he is perfectly fine. He is not worried about what's going on around him because he has explored his emotions. He is the one that is in control of his emotional state. So a lot of you maybe have been doing a lot of like emotional, exploration, or, especially with the star card, maybe you took some time to heal yourself, to explore your emotions so that you can better, usually we do this so that we can better control our reality moving forward into the future. And I feel a lot of you could be doing that. I also do feel this could be love. Again, if there could be a new connection coming in for you. It could be like I just said water. So I wasn't going to say water, but there you go. I was going to say it could be an air sign with water. It could also be a water sign with air. Air is standing out to me just a little bit more in your reading, mostly because King of Swords, Star, and the Lovers. But again, it could be any sign that's coming in for you here. I also get something about like moving on this card. So it wouldn't surprise me. And by the way, like next year is probably a bigger move year for a lot of you, 2025. So it wouldn't surprise me if some of you are like thinking about moving, or if you're thinking if you should move. I would say yes. I think that next year could be just a really good year if you're thinking about moving to like expand your place in the world. And sometimes the King of Cups is a little bit of a clue for me as a reader that you could be moving. You have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords can represent like taking a risk. This is coming up, by the way, in the area of your outcome position, this last row. And you have this exalted moon. It says self-regulation. You have this moon called, it says meant to be. So something is clearly meant to be in your life. It's pretty interesting that you have that self-regulation card. The King of Cups is very good at self-regulation, right? Again, he has explored his emotions to a very deep level, and he's able to regulate his emotions because he's been through his emotions, and he knows how to use them to his benefit. So I think that a lot of you could be practicing that as well. You have the Five of Swords over the next few months, and the Five of Swords, to me, it can represent walking away from something. I kind of do feel like some of you are walking away from something in the sense that if you are walking away from something, what you don't realize this second is that you're going to be walking away victorious. He is walking away with his head held high, this guy at the front of the card. So if you're thinking about like leaving a job, getting another one, if you're thinking about changing your business or getting out of a relationship, this would say that you are kind of walking away being the winner. Personally, I don't think the Five of Swords is always a bad card. Again, he's the winner. Also, what I would say is the Five of Swords can represent taking a risk. And I think that you taking a risk on something new would be a really good idea. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, right? Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is like a big new offer coming in for you. It's coming up in the area of your closest relationships. So if you want love, this could absolutely be a love offer. I feel sometimes that the Ace of Pentacles can represent the path to marriage. So it can represent an offer that could potentially lead to marriage in the future. The important thing with the Ace of Pentacles is that we have to nurture whatever this is into existence. There's a garden right here in the front of the card, and the garden on the Ace of Pentacles represents nurturing something into existence. So the garden kind of represents needing how you take care of a garden, right? You have to water it, feed it, fertilize it, give it sunlight, all those things. So if you are getting a new love opportunity, I would make sure to really take care of it. It looks really, really good. This could be any opportunity as well. This is the area of your closest relationships, so it could be all relationships. And I do feel for some of you that there could be an opportunity that is coming in through like a friend or a family member, and it feels like a financial opportunity, obviously. And so again, if you're getting some sort of opportunity through a friend or someone I would take advantage of that opportunity. I think it could be really, really good for you. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Ace of Wands. I love this. Ace of Wands is my favorite card in the tarot. The Ace of Wands is just a spark of inspiration or a spark of hope, and it's also out with the old, in with the new. So I feel for a lot of you, there is like a passionate new beginning coming in for you, and the Ace of Wands is kind of like that hope, and you have the Star card, which is also hope. So I feel like there's a lot of hope for you here, Aries, and a lot of hope that things are going to work out well for you. Again, just like the Ace of Pentacles, with the Ace of Wands, it's just a spark, right? We have to put more wood onto the fire to keep that fire growing. So I feel like I need to say that. So it's, I'm not saying that you would get lazy. You're an Aries, probably not. But what I would say is I would make sure that you're actively doing things to keep something going. It's just like how I feel about relationships. It's like in relationships, we have to do things to keep the romance alive. At a certain point, after a certain period of time, and it's different for everyone, where you've been with a person for too long, they start to get annoying, right? And then you start to fall out of love, right? So I think the biggest problem with modern day relationships is people don't see that like we have to do things to stay attracted to that person, and vice versa as well, right? And so I feel like this is saying like make sure to keep things going, not just in love, in business and in work and everything like that. Like even this, right? I've been doing this for over 10 years now on YouTube, and it's like I have to do things to keep things interesting for me. That's why I run like so many experiments on this channel, because it keeps it spicy, it keeps it interesting, it keeps it fun, right? Your outcome is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but again, this is a good reading, so I would say, and also the Seven of Swords is a good card. No matter what anyone says, golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. And so he's stealing those swords from an army in the background. I feel that some of you could be discovering better ways to do your business, right? So this could be in business. You could be discovering a better way to do it. That's basically what he's doing. He's discovered a better way to go to war. He's stealing those swords from those people. But you could be discovering a better way to run your business, your career. But also this could be like your relationships as well. You could be discovering better ways to interact in your relationships or to have relationships in love with your friends, all that other stuff. But let's clarify this, because I want to see where that hangman is going. Yeah, with the lovers and the hangman, you have the Nine of Wands. So that would tell me that you have to experiment and be playful. The Seven of Swords also says that you have to be playful. So if you're meeting a new person, number one, I would open up with the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands can be the wounded warrior. So it could say that you're a little bit too guarded in a connection. The hangman might be guarded, kind of, not really, but kind of, because he's hanging from that tree. It's like he's almost like protecting himself with information, right? And we can do this, right? People, I work with 1 billion businesses in my day, and I see it all the time, like especially mostly in business, because that's what I do. Other than this, and I see people all the time where it's like they know what to do, but they don't do it, and then they keep learning. They keep saying to themselves, "Oh, I have to figure this out. I have to figure that out." And I always tell those people, like, no, you just need to get started right now. You already know enough, right? So we can protect ourselves by thinking we need to learn more before we take action on something. It's like analysis paralysis, right? And I get a little bit of that feeling here. Same thing with love. It's like you can only learn so much about a person by stalking them on Facebook or stalking their parents on Facebook or whatever you do, right? And so I feel like this is saying it's like time to get moving. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Justice card. Definitely could be an air sign. We have like every single air sign major arcana card showing up here. If it's not an air sign, I would say it's like definitely a person who has important air placements in their chart that you could be attracting. The Justice card is about balance. I kind of get the feeling that you feel, or you're about to feel, like you're finally getting what you deserve. And I feel for a long time in work or business or your career, maybe you haven't been getting what you deserve. Like you put in a certain amount of work, but you don't get that much work back, as in, whatever you get paid or whatever. So I feel like there could be justice in that sense. With the King of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords here. Yeah, and here's the other thing as well. If you're like, these could be two people that you're dealing with. It's like maybe you're trying to make a decision. So for those of you that are trying to make a decision on a person, King of Swords could be like a closed off person. The King of Cups would be a much more open person, and I would definitely go towards the open person. This could also say that you are kind of putting the past to rest. So some of you could be releasing a past connection and moving towards a new one. With the Star, you have the King of Pentacles. I really feel there's a major focus in your readings in general on stability. And we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is ultimate stability. It doesn't get any more stable than the Ten of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles really has a desire for wealth and freedom. And so I feel for a lot of you that you are kind of looking at ways that you can nurture more wealth and freedom, like into your life. With the King of Cups, yes, you have the Six of Wands. See, I almost, if you are dealing with multiple people, I feel like one definitely stands out above the rest, right? The Six of Wands would be someone who's successful, who has the proof as well. This guy is being celebrated because he's coming back from war and he has been victorious, but he has like the proof. He has the scars to prove it, right? And I'm not saying you're attracting a person with scars, although that popped into my head, so it could be. But I kind of feel like that, especially if you're dealing with two people, that one person stands out. Even if you're not dealing with two people, again, I think you're about to attract someone who definitely stands out in some way. And I always tell people, again, this is a general reading, so you could be dating and you might be meeting multiple people. So you might be asking, who is this? Again, I think there is a lot of evidence that this person is exactly who they say they are, and that's always what I think about with the Six of Wands is evidence, right? So I would just pay attention. I also love that for you. Again, if you're starting something new, I feel there's going to be a big victory. With the Five of Swords, you have the Queen of Cups. There you go. So, going this way, we have divine counterparts. Definitely could be a very balanced connection as well. Again, justice is very balanced, and justice is all about kind of like taking a neutral perspective in a connection. So this could be like a very good neutral connection. So I like to see that. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands. King of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, and really going for it. And I do feel that here. I would be careful Again, I'm not sure if it's you or this person. So especially for those of you in love, like I feel like you're gonna have to really go for it. Like if you hold, and I'm not saying you have to, like open up with everything right away. But again, if you're holding back too much, I feel it could make this person nervous. You also have all four kings, which would be the emperor. So that could be your energy, or could say that you're attracting an emperor type person into your life. This also kind of the other, whenever I get something like this where we go like the four kings, like the in order kind of, this would say to me that you have been through the process of bossing up, right? It's like you went from the King of Pentacles to the King of Swords to the King of Cups, and now you're going to your card, the King of Wands, which is Aries. And so it's almost like you've been on this through this process of development in your life. And so even if you want love or you don't want love, doesn't matter. I feel like a lot of you, this is giving me like a little bit of a kind of like glow up, boss up type of vibe going on here. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Moon. The Moon, it's like you're not going to know everything, right? And so sometimes I definitely feel with the Ace of Wands that we can be excited about something, but it's like we're worried because we don't know all the details. Remember what I said about the Hangman, is that maybe he's stuck in analysis paralysis. I say maybe because I don't actually know. I don't necessarily feel that in your reading, although I said it. So again, if you are thinking there's more that I need to know before I get started, no, it's like there isn't more that you can know. You just have to get started. The Moon is part of the fool's journey. He has to walk down the path on the middle of the moon, no matter what, even if he doesn't know, because the moon comes up and then the moon goes down, right? There are certain things that we can only learn through experience, and I feel like that's where you're at in your life, is like your next step is to learn by doing, and I feel like you've learned enough by learning, if that makes sense. Probably not. But there you go. It's time for action. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Sun. Love it. I love readings that go from the Moon to the Sun because this says that you are stepping into a Sun period. It's like you're coming out of a Moon period, and you could be stepping into a period where you're getting like a lot of clarity or a lot of like guidance, and that would be a good thing. You have this Goldfish card. It says increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. I feel like both. Like I feel like you are increasing everything because you have the four kings going on here and the 10 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles as well. So I feel definitely an increase in your finances. Again, I feel like you're doing something. And I really feel this for a lot of you, where it's like you're about to do something, and it could be something random. Like you could be going to a freaking haunted house. I don't care, right? And it's like maybe you go and you're like, oh, I would love to do this. It's like, do it. If you are about to do something, I keep wanting to say like event or something like that. So if you're about to go do an event, like in public, right? It's like this could be something that you turn into a business. It's like maybe you have that random idea, and maybe right now, while you're watching this, you're saying that doesn't make sense, but I don't know. I feel like it will. You have this Flowers card. It says happiness on it. So I feel like there is clearly a lot of happiness. You end with the Sun. You have this Hills card. It says obstacles to overcome. They're hills, not mountains, so you will easily overcome any obstacles. It's like maybe you want to have a haunted house in your backyard. It's like obviously there might be some things you have to do. Like maybe you have to get some permits. Maybe you have to hire some people or whatever. Those are tiny little obstacles that you can easily overcome. You have this Butterfly. It says a change for the better. Yeah, I feel like the whole entire reading is a change for the better. It's like a major improvement. And again, you have the zigzag with the kings for whatever reason is standing out to me. So, I feel like you're bossing up. You have this Dark Woman. It says dealings or relationships with a woman with dark complexion or hair. You have this Archway. It says new opportunities, possibilities, and paths are opening up. Yes, definitely new things are becoming available to you, and this looks amazing. Aries, I love this reading for you. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.